fun going on. I am close to being about halfway done with my newest set of antibiotics for a sinus infection.
Ugh.
As I continue to refuse to go have surgery to fix it because everybody that I know that's ever had the surgery doesn't work. And the evidence, like we like to talk about on this podcast, suggests that it's only successful for 30% of the people that have the surgery anyways. So what's the point? It's like,
Yeah. 30%, like, yeah, unless we're talking batting average, I don't, if I'm batting 300, sweet. Otherwise, yeah, 30%, I don't like my odds of anything. So,
right. If you told me that the success rate for the surgery was 70%, I'd be like,
right.
okay, that's
Absolutely.
pretty good. But it's really small. So I don't see, I'm
Like, yeah,
surprised.
can you imagine, like, if like our selling point for franchise nutrition and fitness was like, hey, like, 30% of our clients succeed with their goals. Like,
Right. Yeah. That,
everybody'd want to work with us. Like,
yeah.
that's
But that's the fun thing because that's not the case. It's actually completely the opposite of that at all. We are, I would say that all of our clients lose some sum of weight that try to lose weight. And all of those clients also build some amount of muscle mass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, especially the ones I've worked with, I work with a lot of weight loss clients. Like, it's even if it's not necessarily a scale, like about cats destroying my desk. Um, it's the body composition changes, and I think a lot of times people start out fixated on that scale number and then start
Right.
seeing that it's not about the scale, it's about the body composition. They're like, yeah, like I thought I needed to be down to 120, but I'm at 140 and I'm completely happy with where I'm at because of yeah, my muscle
Yeah.
mass and how I look, and I'm 6 dress sizes down. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a male client before that wanted to lose, I think it was 40 pounds initially. And after they had lost 20, it was like 27, they said they didn't want to lose anymore um, because they had made other lifestyle modifications. And now we're doing strength training. So they've lost fat mass, but we're doing strength training. Like I'm seeing a lot of changes in myself and the way that it looks, and the way that my clothes fit, and all those things. I don't really want to lose any more weight because of they were worried that they were going to be too small. They were kind of tall, so they were worried that they were going to get so small that people would think that they look sickly, and they're like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to be that small. That number now looks completely different than I thought it would look when I think about it. So that's why I can't say that our clients lose 100% of the weight they want to lose because that's not true because they lose weight and they build muscle. It's just that they end up achieving a different goal than they originally set out to have because a lot of our culture is based around the number on the scale, which is not true for
Absolutely.
everybody.
Yeah, I think it's kind of twofold of like absolutely with that statement because yeah, we just fixate on weight and nothing else is a culture. But also I think a lot of times that it's okay to pivot goals. Like, like sometimes the what started out as your goal outright might not have been the right thing. Like my goal when I first went to college was to be a teacher. I'd much rather do what I'm doing now with being a coach. This is fantastic and my passion. So like it's okay to pivot a goal and not have to necessarily fixate on that for a lifetime.
Yeah. And for those of you tuning in this podcast, if you haven't listened to the past seven, I will say 6 out of 7 episodes because the past 7 episodes included our Christmas special. But 6 out of the last 7 episodes are all about fat loss, like the quick ways that we could say this how fat loss. And if you listen to it at regular speed, that's 90 minutes of everything that you need to know about trying to lose fat if you're trying to do it on your own. Highly recommend if you're one of those people that wants to lose fat mass that you go over to franchisenf.com and sign up for your free meet and greet. So that way you can have the evidence-based approach, which includes the support and accountability that we provide here at Franchise Nutrition and Fitness. So if you're thinking about pivoting your goal, the last fat loss episode was about assessing where you're at, right? So if I was the clients that we were talking about that have lost some amount of fat and now we are reevaluating where we're at, and we've kind of lost the amount of fat that we want to lose. What is the next thing that you would do with somebody there, Matt?
Assess kind of what the next goal is. Like, all right, what are we wanting to do right now? Like, and I think really for most people, it's working on kind of maintaining right then and getting out of that cycle of like, unless it's, a bodybuilder, even though like, even with bodybuilders, they just sit there and maintain. It's not constantly yo-yo, but I would work on, maintenance calories and a maintenance routine and then do that for a little bit of time and then assess where we're going from there of like, all right, do we want to, are you happy with where you're at now? Do we want to try to pack up muscle mass? Do we want to work more on sport performance or something? But I think maintenance is kind of what I'm focusing on at that point.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think maintenance is the biggest thing that people struggle with. Somewhere around 2/3 of people that go on a nutrition and fitness plan and lose weight gain back the amount of weight that they lost, plus I think it's 30% more than they lost. So uh if you lost 15 pounds, you would gain back 18 pounds. That's what the evidence suggests. It's some weird, I can't remember the exact percentage of the additional weight that people gain after they've lost all that initial weight. Your body does a really good job at maintaining where it's at, that homeostasis. It does a really great job with that. So after you've done stuff to change it, it's difficult to not go back. And I would suggest, if you're the person that's in the maintenance phase for a new goal, I would suggest something that is fitness based as a goal. And like, what are some things like that you have utilized there, Matt?
I mean, for there, it could be, as simple as, a percentage, a certain amount of weight on a exercise. And we talk about the bench press, like, somebody wants to bench press 300 pounds or, or even as just as simple as like, all right, well, I've been working out 3 days a week. My new goal is four, or I've been lifting for 30 minutes. I'd like to lift for 40, like, something very simple, because I think for a lot of individuals with the weight loss goal, that's tedious. It's pretty involved. There's a lot of factors there, and you've been almost kind of fixated on food. So I really like what you said about like making it a fitness goal. Let's not worry about the food right now. Like, let's not go batshit crazy with it. Like, let's not be as tedious with it as we were. So like, kind of make it a little bit more like, still use those SMART goal things that we've talked about in past podcasts, but like make it a little bit kind of easier, like achievable. Set yourself up for a win.
Yeah. If you've been on a long calorie deficit, we would work you through a reverse diet to get your body back to an easier maintained maintenance level of calories and protein, carbs, and fat to help you feel a little bit better. Because there's a lot of things that happen there in your body, including especially your mental state when you've been on a deficit period there. So getting you back to a normal quote unquote maintenance calorie level to maintain where you're at. And that takes a couple of weeks. But the fitness thing can come in so many ways, kind of like what Matt said with stuff inside of your workouts. You can um, add additional reps, additional sets. You can change the workout routine a little bit. You can decrease your rest time. You can increase your negatives on your lifts. You can do more intervals on cardio. There's a lot of different things you can do there. Um, what I've done with people a lot is uh, add kind of like a goal with around a race or a meet of some kind, whether it's a local lifting meet that's small, just going on there and just stepping up and getting on a platform. You don't even have to try to hit big numbers. Just can you get
just
into
to,
a
just
meet
to
somewhere?
say you competed, yeah, because that's a pretty cool feeling. Like, if anybody that's strives for competition. I know we both do, like just to compete, just to step out on a platform or on a field or whatever it is that you do.
Right. And then the other thing is a race of a kind. So there's plentiful 5Ks out there that you can do. You can pick one that goes to a charity of your choice. You can pick one that's just for fun. Like me and Matt like to do the Warrior Dash. We did that a few different times. And I always like to do the beer related 5Ks where you have to drink a beer and you do a 5K. So
Yeah, I like the Warrior Dash because, like I said, the first time we did it, like it, you never really had to get into a running group because I'm definitely not a runner. Like as soon as you started kind of running, it's like, oh, sweet, here's another strength-based obstacle. I can do this.
right. I have to wade through really thick mud. All right, I'm gonna make it to this side. To go through really cold water. Why did I choose to do this? So plenty of fun around all those things. You can get a friend to go with you and do all those things, especially this part of the year. If you're listening to this, it's in the second week of January, and um, chances are people around you are trying to make some changes, or they've given up on their own changes. They're trying to find something new to do anyway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, it's statistically the way it goes, and definitely that yes, the time and the place for that.
right. So,
But
if
they
you
may just
have,
be pivoting their goals. Like that New Year's resolution for 2 weeks, that wasn't the initial goal. It wasn't
no,
what we wanted to settle on.
it was a little too hard. So, I'll post the link in our show notes to go back to listen to our last year's stuff about New Year's resolutions because we have some examples of things that you should do and you can do. That way you can keep up with a resolution, unlike a lot of people that won't. Otherwise, go back and listen to those fat loss ones if you're trying to lose weight still, and let us know what thing are you trying to do? What's your new pivot point that you're at in January of this year? Because that's going to be something that a lot of us are going to have together where we can talk about things we want to do in the future. But like we say every week, maximize every bite.
Maximize every rep.